Okay, have you ever looked at someone who you know is just incredibly talented, right? But for some reason, they just can't seem to catch a break? It's so frustrating to watch. Well, today we're going to unpack that exact puzzle, and we're using JT Ingram's amazing book, Bark More, Wag Less, as our guide. So let's just dive right in. I mean, it's a question that can honestly drive you crazy. You see these brilliant people all around you, your friends, your colleagues, maybe, just maybe, it's even you. People who contribute so much value, but it feels like they're just running on a treadmill to nowhere. And that's what this book does so well. It confronts this thing head on. It's a problem that feels so personal, but you'd be surprised how common it really is. And if that feeling hits home for you, trust me, you are not alone. Ingram uses this quote to perfectly capture that surreal, almost bizarre feeling that the rules of the game are somehow rigged against you. You know? That all your hard work, all your effort just isn't adding up to the success it should. It's a huge sign that, yeah, something is fundamentally broken here. Okay, so what's really at the root of all this? Well, the book argues it's this hidden dynamic, this invisible force that's shaping our lives in ways we don't even realize. And here's the big takeaway. Ingram argues this is not a personal failing. It's not about you. It's a societal blind spot, a dirty little secret that deep down we all kind of sense, but nobody really talks about. It's the elephant in the room, isn't it? The fact that success is so often completely disconnected from a person's actual value and contribution. So, if it's not about merit, then what in the world is it about? The book's diagnosis is, well, it's pretty provocative. It says that to really understand our modern world, we've got to look at the primitive animal instincts that are still driving us today. So get this, the book's central idea is that our whole society really operates on pack animal logic. And in this pack, some people are unconsciously, without anyone even thinking about it, assigned the role of the runt, the underdog. This isn't a conscious choice someone makes. It's a role that gets assigned based on all these subconscious cues, and it has absolutely nothing to do with a person's actual talent or their worth. And I mean, look at this. The difference in treatment is just stark. The alpha dog gets all the attention, all the resources. They're just seen as valuable. They're the ones who are allowed to bark, to assert themselves. But the runt, the underdog, they're ignored, forgotten, perceived as worthless. And what's worse, they're often punished by the entire pack for even trying to speak up. So here's the really crucial point. This system, it isn't based on merit at all. It's based on status. And here's the kicker. Everyone, from the top dogs to the bottom of the pack, enforces this hierarchy. Ingram brings in some incredible research from Dr. Robert Sapolsky, who studied baboons and found a direct link between their social rank and their stress levels. The lower their rank, the higher their stress. Does that sound familiar to anyone? All right, so let's see how this actually plays out in the real world. Not with baboons this time, but with one of the most successful athletes in the history of sports. Let's talk about Yogi Berra. If you just look at the numbers, he is without a doubt one of the greatest baseball players ever, period. He won 10 World Series championships. That is more than anyone else in the entire history of the sport. It's just a staggering, completely unmatched accomplishment. And yet, fast forward to 2015, fans are asked to vote for the 4 greatest living players. And guess who wasn't on the list? Yogi Berra. He was so completely overlooked, so forgotten, that his own granddaughter apparently had to ask him if he was dead. Can you imagine? All those objective, factual accomplishments were just, poof, erased from the public's memory. This story just perfectly illustrates the whole puzzle of this book. And it leads to a question we should probably all ask ourselves. How can our own real, tangible contributions get so easily overshadowed by perception? How do we stop ourselves from becoming invisible? Okay, so we've laid out the problem, and it's a big one. Now, let's start talking about the solution. And the book offers a really powerful metaphor for how you can actually break free. The book draws this amazing parallel to the movie The Shawshank Redemption. It compares this whole social conditioning thing to being in prison. And this quote from the movie just nails it, right? It perfectly captures how we can become institutionalized by these low-status roles we're put in. We get so used to them that eventually we actually start depending on the very system that's holding us back. So the big question is, how do you break out? Well, Ingram lays out 3 key principles for your own personal prison break. Number 1, creativity. You have to find new, unconventional ways to solve problems. Number 2, persistence. You just have to keep going, no matter how many times you get knocked down. And number 3, and this one's huge, knowledge. You have to truly understand the system you're trapped in, the rules of the game you're being forced to play. All right, now let's get to the real heart of the book's philosophy. It's a simple but incredibly powerful mantra for reclaiming your power. And here it is, the title of the book, Bark More, Wag Less. It's not just a title, it's a call to action. It means stop wagging your tail, stop constantly seeking approval from a system that is literally designed to ignore you. Instead, you need to bark. You need to assert your value, make some noise, and demand to be heard. So what does that actually look like in the real world? Well, it means you have to actively challenge that runt role you've been assigned. It means you refuse to be invisible. You make sure your contributions are known. It's about valuing yourself based on the cold, hard facts of what you've done, not on someone else's perception. And ultimately, it's about understanding that true freedom, well, that comes from having the power to shape your own life. Now, we've really only scratched the surface today, but the core message is crystal clear. For every single talented person out there who feels overlooked, this book offers a new path forward. So the real question is, are you ready to stop waiting for permission? Are you ready to finally make yourself heard?